In this video today, we're going to be talking about flying airplanes and visual field loss. That doesn't seem to go together, but in this video, it does. So before we talk about this awesome success story, let's tell you how you can connect with us. If you're local, call us at 618-288-1489. If you're not local, that's okay. Go to our website, visionforlifeworks.com. You can read some success stories, which we're revamping that whole section. It's going to be amazing. You can also look at some of the things that we do in our clinics. So just reading through the website. You can also take a quiz. And last, you can, but not least, you can schedule a consultation. Now, let's talk about what being a pilot and flying airplanes and visual field loss all have in common. Well, in this particular case, this young at heart individual that we're working with, he had a stroke last year, and unfortunately, it resulted in him having a quadrant of his vision that went missing. So instead of a homonymous hemianopsia, this is more like a quadranopsia. And so the corresponding quadrant on each eye is missing and he's not able to see. As a result, he had to give up his ability to fly planes. As a commercial airline pilot, you need to have all quadrants of your vision in order to safely fly an airplane. And so fast forward, he started working with us a couple of months after he had his stroke and lost his vision. And he went through phase one. Phase one, as you might remember if you watched any of my other videos, is where we apply neurological light stimulating filters, also sometimes called light therapy or syntonics. And what those are is this is a very specific protocol that's unique to our clinic because it's something that I developed. And we've been using it for quite a few years for patients, having some really awesome success and results of helping our patients to be able to get some of their vision and in some cases all of their vision to return after stroke. And this case is no different. So he went through phase one using just the syntonics or neurological light stimulating filters. And now he's in phase two, partway through, but not completely finished with it. And what happened for him? Amazingly enough, I'm going to show you his results. So he just went and sat for his re-entry into getting his license back, and he's waiting on the board, the FFA, I suppose, or FAA, is it? I'm not sure what that is. I should have looked that up before, but it's basically the commercial airline group that would regulate that for the country. He's waiting on them to give him the okay, but he passed the test. And so he passed his visual field that they gave him. And now he's waiting for the official record to come to say, yes, he's back in business and he can start flying again. So he's very excited. We are super excited. Now let's look at this visual field so you can see. So this is set up on this so that you can kind of see with the right eye in comparison to the left eye. And so this is the right eye. If we take a look at this one, this was back in September when he had his stroke. And this is what is happening now as far as the right eye. And so the right eye has had some improvement where some vision is coming back in this area and also in this centralized zone right here. And then this is just from March. He's actually had another visual field, which I wish I had that one because it's even more improved, which is why he's getting his license back. But then if we take a look at this one, this is the left eye. And you can see this was the quadranopsia after his stroke. And then this is the corresponding one that was just in March. So just a couple months ago. But again, he has gained back almost all of his vision in this section right in here, if you can see that. And that's why they're so willing to be able to allow him to fly again, because he does not have that same level of visual field loss, and he's passed his test for them with flying colors. So again, it's just a waiting game for him to be able to start flying again. We are super excited. He said it usually can take a couple of weeks to a month or so before he will get the official paperwork that he's all clear to be able to fly again. And we couldn't be more happy for him because this is like getting his life back and of course his livelihood back. And this is what we are all about here at Vision for Life and Success. And so helping our patients not only if they have strabismus or amblyopia or optic atrophy or traumatic brain injury or convergence insufficiency or Cranial 4 palsy. So many things that we work with, but also for our patients who've had strokes and lost their vision, because it so affects their ability to perform everyday life functions and just to be able to hold down their career or their whatever job they were in before. And so helping them to be able to get back to normal, moving about in the world and being able to, get back into their job is super important, not only for them, but for us. And it is an absolute joy and just the biggest, pleasure and benefit that you can ever even possibly imagine. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is, you, or it's a loved one, or it's someone that maybe it's a friend who had a stroke and lost their vision, please connect with us. Our phone number is 618-288-1489. You can go to our website, visionforlifeworks.com, if you're not local. There's an ability to schedule a consultation to talk with us about how we might be able to help you. And then, as always, I always want to say, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and definitely pass this video on, because everyone needs to know. Anyone in your realm who happens to have had a stroke and maybe lost vision, or maybe they just had a traumatic brain injury and they've had some visual problems, they need to know that help is out there. Because unfortunately, what happens with a lot of neurologists, neuro-ophthalmologists, ophthalmologists, optometrists, so everyone who would be involved in the care of this individual after they've lost vision or had visual problems, oftentimes they're like, you just have to wait and see if you're going to get your vision back. And that's just like, want to rip my hair out kind of. That's not what you want to do, because these individuals go through OT, PT, they go through, speech, they go through memory care, and then all of these other modalities are worked on. But why on earth do we just tell them to sit and wait and see what happens to their vision? That's just beyond anything that I can even comprehend. And I think we just have to do so much better. But, we're unique. This is unique to our clinic because this is something that I developed as a protocol, and we're having some really good success. And so there's not, a lot of things out there additionally. And maybe that's the reason why doctors say kind of sit and wait and see what happens. They're not aware. But you can help them be aware because you can spread the message. So spread the message not only to friends and loved ones, but also spread the message maybe to your doctors, optometrists, neurologists, neuro-ophthalmologists, anyone else that you can think of, OTs, PTs, speech pathologists, memory care specialists. Pass this information on to those individuals so that this gets out there and is able to help more people regain their sight, and more importantly, regain their life. Thank you.